Week 7, things went international and the Patriots played the Jaguars. I'm going to open up, as usual, with the play of the week. Beautiful layered throw to KJ Osborne. This is an old West Coast read Air Coryell play. In fact, a lot of Alex Van Pelt's contemporaries used to carry these plays in their playbook and name them after either San Diego or Oakland or Al Davis. Saw one called Plunkett once, and it's a 4 vertical attack. Osborne's going to be running a seam route that he can take inside or run up the seam depending on whether the middle of the field is open or closed. And that's going to be protected by a read route from Hunter Henry, that's going to angle at the far safety, but also have options to hook up if you get underneath the linebackers. And this is a tough coverage draw because the safeties are going to come out in what looks like cover 1, but immediately rotate into quarters, which is going to leave a very small window for Drake Maye to hit the post. I don't know if Hunter Henry is trying to bend this over or if he's trying to sit, but it works as advertised and gets just enough breathing room for Drake Maye to fit it in there. And you can see the beauty of this layered throw from the quarterback's perspective. I just love the footwork. 3 steps with a toe drag for timing, and you can see exactly what makes this layered throw so difficult. It's got these 2 levels that you have to kind of float or drive the ball into. And it helps you appreciate that this is a rare talent coming out of college. And with all this vertical Raiders Coryell looking material, really brings us back to Alex Van Pelt's comments about having a run and shoot offense for a run and shoot quarterback. He's talking about running that old West Coast offense where you spread the field out, hoping to create seams for your running back. And we can see that the running part of this formula is still a work in progress when we look at shotgun power. That's a puller and a double team on the front side. It's a classic run and shoot play and a classic complement to vertically oriented plays. The runner is going to aim for the play side tackle's outside leg. The play side tackle is going to combo over with the play side guard. But the puller is late and off balance, and the runner makes a curious decision to pass up blocked yardage in favor of a fading cutback lane. And the spread outside zone game wasn't much better. This is a /96 run. Okay, they're running this out of their Z package. What I mean is that it's an 11 personnel. Outside zone look, not wide zone, where everyone's going to reach one gap. The problem is your play side guard absolutely gets underneath his reach. And on Wayne, your play side tackle is absolutely ghosted by this defensive end. There's sometimes a cutback lane available here, but the Panthers took care of the front end. So dutifully, you get 3 linebackers waiting. At least on the offensive side of the ball, I would think these failures weighed into Jerod Mayo calling his team out after the game. And maybe it did look a little soft. Taking a look at the weak side run game, personnel limitations show up immediately, but so did a lack of grit. On the left highlight, the lack of execution. On the right highlight, the lack of grit. Now this is your weak side zone game. Try to beat your opponent to the outside. So at the snap, your offensive line will be taking zone steps, 1 gap to their right. They're uncovered, they're either going to combo or directly move to the second level. So with City So in the bubble, he's free to move to the next level and engage Ventrell Miller, but his block is inexcusably bad. Miller is a sub linebacker in some defenses, and So's block lasts less than a second, almost like he's leaning in for a kiss. And the worst part is, So is outblocked by a rookie wide receiver, a journeyman tight end, and Pop Douglas, your 5'8" slot. But the barometer was up on Drake Maye, building on his previous week's performance. Drake continued to shine against the blitz last week. We saw that on the hasty touchdown. They ran sort of a double circus, double corner, double bench concept, standard red zone offense for West Coast offenses, running double deep outs or deep corners around the end zone, so long developing, and it is going to stress the defense at the pylons. Doing it out of a 5-man protection is really difficult because you're asking your quarterback to zero out any blitzes. And that's exactly what's going to have to happen here because Drake Maye is +1 from the jump. They're sending multiple people on the right side, and they're asking their backside linebacker to come all the way across the formation and coverage Michael Hasty. This is probably a trade-off most defenses are willing to make to get their rush time down to 1.6 seconds because you can see Kayshon Boutte get wide open in the upper left-hand corner. And every offense is a little bit different than others, but I usually think of scat protection as veteran stuff. Protecting like 2 scats going to leave you 2 bigs on the right and a 3-man slide, and 2 protection backs who are really going to be out in a route. So the quarterback's decisions and timing are going to play a big role. You can see that in the hat count. You're down 4-3 right off the jump. And that's going to take the hot on the left or the right and make yourself even with the blitz. And that leaves some pretty narrow margin for error, as you're going to see here. But Drake acquits himself very well. As soon as the safety is breaking down and in, the ball's out to Hasty, who's catching it in rhythm and putting a move on this linebacker to break into the end zone. Drake Maye, for obvious reasons, continued to be a center point of your game plan. And watch this return route by Hunter Henry, the scramble by Drake Maye, and a throwback against the grain. I really think this is the way forward for Drake Maye in this league, and here's why. This is a very Andy Reid kind of look. First read is going to be a quick basic and a hook. Then you're going to have a deep hitch over a wide by the running back, and your tight end is going to run a return route. Your first read is going to be the safety down to the inside linebacker on the basic, but you're just getting started there. The backside of the play resolves into what we call a triangle read, something Andy Reid and Peterson use a lot. Now, this kind of read puts a lot of pressure on second-level defenders as well as cloud corners, who are oftentimes key to either carry something vertical or carry something across. But the triangle is a very fast field read, and paired with a half-slide protection like this is going to give your quarterback ample opportunities to create. So the quarterback's going to have clean sight lines to his backside read, and if he breaks contain, he's going to have excellent throwing leverage here, here, and here, as well as an opportunity for a Q or a self-read to take off. The Chiefs have been milking plays like this for years to give Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce a chance to sort of co-create, and it's a kind of look that suits Drake Maye's skill set to a T. And making these highlights on a week-to-week basis, like on the Boutte Go. You know, I love it when everything in a play goes right, and on this 35-yard bomb to Boutte, everything went right. And I also love it when simple things work well, like two-jet Omaha, a play that every single team has in their playbook. Watch the focus and footwork through this three-step shotgun drop on looking off that deep safety until he hits his hitch, then flips a switch and gets the ball out. And the route running on this classic is right there with the throw. We got 4 to 6 yard Omahas on the inside, and the outside are chair fade combos. So Boutte, who's in press, is going to fade off his corner, and Boutte, who's in off coverage, is going to run a chair route. But watch the nuances. Boutte widens his split, takes a tiny head fake to the Omaha, and retakes leverage from his cornerback. But he's not done there. He continues to pace downfield, it takes a tiny peek over his shoulder, and what do we find out? He's been tempoing his receiver the entire time, saving this burst of speed to pull away from the corner and finally stack him right when he needs to make the catch. But even with Drake to Boutte working, Patriots protection issues continue to show up, like on this flag shallow. It's going to have a 15-yard basic, a deep flag with a shallow running under. It's also going to have a whip curl or something to that effect, and a wide. But I'm here to talk about Boutte's 15-yard basic, which is tagged as an alert for cover 1. You want to break the glass on this route because you're going to have a conflicted safety between the basic and the flag. Your hook defenders are going to be sucked up into the whip and the shallow. So you're going to have clean sight lines to the basic, and the receiver's going to have room to run. And now this basic is going to be a rhythm throw, and 2.3 seconds isn't enough time to get to it. So Drake's going to have to gallop. Now this saves the play, but it also wastes a really good route by Boutte. Watch him narrow his split through the stem, make like he's going to stack his cornerback, then plant his foot and dig hard for the middle of the field. These digs are big boy routes, and they're huge EPA earners, and you really want to hit them. But you have to protect at least 2.5 seconds, better if you get 3. Especially for a young quarterback who's working the progressions. Now watch Drake go through this, and it's really perfect. He starts at his whip and moves up to the flag, sees the dispositions of the safety, and right when he's about to be moving on to the basic, pressure's collapsing in on him. Drake has the gifts to rescue this play, gash that hole in the middle of the field with his legs, and get dusted off by his tight ends, but you'd really rather see him hit the dig.